I have to wonder, like, where did the time go? But just a few months ago, we had Destination Smooth Jazz 4, and we had Ragan, Whiteside, and Marquell Jordan. We talked with Marquell a few weeks ago, and now we're going to give a follow-up that you did with Ragan Whiteside.
Let's just take a look.
So I love when I get to not only hear some phenomenal artists, but I also love to get to have a face-to-face chat with them, just to peel back the layers and learn a little bit more about who they are. I have the phenomenal Miss Ragan Whiteside here. And Ragan, welcome to Urban Lifestyles.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you were last here in 2019.
Yes. So wow, it was pre-COVID.
Yes, it was, and you were phenomenal in your performance, and I was just in awe. So this time around, you're going to be here doing the concert, and I got something that we came up with called 10 in 5 minutes. So I'm going to go through 10 questions, so we'll get to know a little bit about you, how you came to be, if that's okay?
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can make it in 10, because Max is going to have a contest with me with the other artists. So
Okay.
here we go. So Miss Ragan Whiteside, you are a flautist.
Yes.
And question number 1, when did you start playing?
I was in the 4th grade, so about 8 or 9.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So when did you realize then that you had such a gift?
Well, I didn't know because it took me a week to get a sound out of the flute at all. All I heard was nothing. And so, but after about a week, somebody said, just blow into it like you blow into a bottle. Oh! And then it clicked. And I started to like it, started getting good at it, and I was like, so maybe I started winning competitions in high
Oh
school.
wow.
So that's probably when I said, I might have a shot at this.
So out of all the instruments, why the flute?
I didn't want to play the flute. I started out with piano, and then I played violin, and then I wanted to be in this parade that went through the town where I grew up in Mount Vernon, New York, and couldn't do that playing the violin, so I was like, I want to play the drums. And they were like, no, there's not enough drums, and the boys want to play it, pick something else. And I said, okay, I want to play the trumpet. We're out of trumpets, and I said, what do you have left? And they said, a flute and a clarinet. And I said, give me a flute. So, I really didn't want to play the flute, but it grew on me.
Okay, and you're very, very good at it.
Oh, thank you.
So, I have to ask this one. So where does your inspiration come from?
My inspiration it's very spiritual for me. And then also, if I'm in a bad mood or I'm angry, whatever, I want to play music that makes me feel better. So I write a lot of feel-good music. And then sometimes it comes to me in the shower. A lot of times it comes to me in the shower. And then I have to hurry up and get to my phone and not wet it up, and so that I can remember the beat or the melody or whatever that just came to me.
Very interesting. Next question. So what artists have been an inspiration to you?
So many. Kathleen Battle, opera singer. I grew up listening to Johnny Mathis because that's what my mom, she's a big Johnny Mathis fan. She has like all his records. And then of course, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, Rick James, Prince. Yeah. So I grew up with a very eclectic musical experience. And so that really, all of it mashed up together, and I am the hot mess you see today. So
Phenomenal, I must say. Now, what was it like the first time you heard yourself on the radio?
I remember I was in my parents' house in their dining room, and it was Rafe Gomez, and he was playing on CD 101.9. That was the first major commercial stuff that I had heard, and it was Punctuation that he played, and I just burst into tears, sitting on the floor, just like, oh my God. But the first non-commercial was with Gary Tan, Harlem Community Radio, and he played my entire demo.
Wow.
Yeah. it was like at midnight, and so we drove into the city just to hear it. And we sat on this really super seedy corner in Harlem, and just so that we could hear the tune.
Wow. Okay. Now, is there someone that you would like to collaborate with?
Stevie Wonder,
Oh.
definitely. Of the new school, I would say Doechii. She's a rapper, singer person, and I saw her Tiny Desk concert, and she had all these female musicians
Really?
with her, like a whole horn section and everything. I said, "But you're a rapper." Oh, I dig you. So yeah, if I could collab with her, that would be really cool.
Okay. Now, what is your favorite place to play, to perform at?
I think it was, Majorca was awesome. It was just so beautiful, and it was my first time in the Mediterranean.
Oh.
So that's probably, up to this point, my favorite place. Now, could I play in the middle of the Grand Canyon? That would be good too, so I'm open.
Okay. Now, what is your favorite song to play?
Oh boy, anything funky.
Oh.
Anything funky is, I don't have, because you go with what you're feeling at that moment, but usually I want to play something funky. So.
It was just, it was kind of great looking back and just remembering just how easy it was to work with them. And they both had great stories to tell about how they got to where they are today.
Yeah, they did. I just was chatting up off camera with Ragan that when we had her here at Derby City Jazz Festival back in 2019, I did not know how multi-talented she was with the different instruments that she clearly had command of. I mean, she's truly talented. And she was like telling me how she goes to play all those different instruments. But if she's doing something small, she just stays with her one,
Yeah.
in which she is so proficient in it.
We'll take another break and back with more.